Hello, welcome to Nezo's Bad Shop. You are here with Nezo, your host, and you are staring at a very pretty image, well, a very cool pit mat, and a box that has, of course, letters, words, and things, and as you can see, it's finally here, the Sakura D6 Sport. Yes, this is the unboxing of the 3Racing Sakura D6. Now, I ordered both of them on the pre-order. Both the basic plastic version, we'll call it, the most entry-level version, and also the GA Pro version, which I got mine in purple. It's over there. I picked up a stack, the small stack. There's a few, a couple of friends' cars there as well. Those ones are blue, mine's purple, so I might crack one of the boxes there open as they gave me blessings to open up the kit and take a look at the blue parts. I was hoping I could snag a red one too for my video just to show off, but that will be on the GA video, which will be released after this one. Probably you'll see them be uploaded at the same time. And I'm here at the Strictly Sideways track right now in Mississauga, Ontario. It's actually Sunday night. I got the track to myself at the moment, so perfect for this D6 unboxing video. And they came in a day early, which was really a bonus for us. So me and the boys, us that pre-ordered them, we did a little pre-order. Shout out to my buddy Sam for putting that together, and shout out to my buddies Bryant and Phil for lending me their car kits to cut open and show the parts to you guys. But first, we're going to deal with the basic car, the D6 Sport, which is the all-plastic version. And as you can see here, this glorious Imagine Sakura D6 Sport pit mat. This was part of the pre-ordering, so if you pre-ordered one of the Pro kits, the GA kits, you got one of these mats. So that's why you're seeing this, because I did pre-order one of those, my purple GA. And it's really nice. It's like microfibery. It feels really nice. It will be really nice to use and stick my car on and all that kind of stuff. So nice touch, something very cool thrown in on the pre-order, and also something that was thrown in on my pre-order for this sport car before I even crack it open was this. This is the RR lower motor plate. So to put your motor in the rear, this is an aluminum motor plate. They've thrown this in as a pre-order bonus for the plastic car, so that was nice, and they threw in some stickers as well. Awesome, nice touch by 3Racing for that. So that was kind of a cool pre-order thing. I think they did something like this with the D5, if I can remember. If you ordered a certain version or a certain thing or a certain bundle, you got some bonuses or something. Can't remember exactly. I'll have to refer back to my videos. But I will be doing a comparison between this car and all the other ones. That's all to come. But for now, the big news is it's finally here. So let's take a look at it. And first, by looking at the box, let me get the light, shiny reflection out of the image here. You can see from the box what the car will look like. We've had a lot of promotion and hype, and lots of imagery and chattery online, on Facebook, forums, this and that, pretty much everywhere, YouTube, whatever, at tracks. And we've been talking about it, anticipating it, following the development, inputting our thoughts. A lot of people did online, including myself. I even made a couple memes to really drive my point home. And the engineers and the boys and the people over at 3Racing, a lot of the test drivers we were kind of talking to online randomly here and there as well. And yeah, they listened to a lot of our inputs and a lot of things we were concerned about over the last several iterations of the Sakura drift chassis. This is now the fourth iteration. The D3, the Sakura D3, which I have one at home. I had one originally when it came out, that released in 2012. Then in 2015, the Sakura D4 dropped. And out of the box, it was not very good. It didn't drive very well. We had to do a couple little things to it here and there on the budget to get it to work. But if you put a bit of money into it, it actually did perform pretty well, and it actually became pretty usable. So it was still feasible. You just had to do a bit of work and this and that to actually make it drift good. So it was a better platform in terms of rear-wheel drift, because the Sakura D3 was four-wheel drive car, counter steer four-wheel drive, which a little bit difficult to drive, especially with the C-hub knuckle, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, that one was four-wheel drive. The Sakura D4 was both all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive, so it was a two-in-one. You could do either or. They released both versions of kit, but you can convert them either way. A lot of people bought the rear-wheel one, and yeah, you had to put a bit of money into it. That being said, another 5 years later, after the Sakura D4 dropped in 2020, after the Sakura D4 dropped in 2015, 5 years later, the Sakura D5 came to us. And that car out of the box was very good. And for the price point being like I'm here in Canada, so it was about just sub $200 car when it launched. And yeah, for the price point, for the money, you were really getting your money's worth. And now, here at the end of 2014, closing out 2014, we got a month to go before 2025 comes, the Sakura D6 is upon us. So a lot of us that had the D3, D4, and D5 experience, we really had a lot of inputs or things we liked, things we didn't like. So we were, sharing all that stuff around. And a lot of stuff has made it into here. So one of the major things was there's been a couple different transmission styles over, all across the market. But in terms of the Sakura car, they've done belts, they've done bevel gears, and for this D6 version, they will be releasing a straight cut idler gear set as well for the transmission. They're going to have 3 transmission types. I'm going to go through that. We're going to start going through everything. But yes, I was pleased that the engineers at 3Racing and the test drivers and what have you were listening online and actively asking people's opinions and what have you. So the results of all that, as you can see, the chassis does look pretty nice as it is, just here in the photo. To me, it's a slightly evolved version of the D5, the way the main chassis goes. All the rest of the stuff here, they've sort of redone and changed up. We're going to go through that. Thing right here on the front of the box, we're seeing 3 different transmission motor mount styles. So we have the upper mid style, the upper rear motor, and then the lower rear motor. So you do have multiple positionings, which is really nice. It's sort of becoming a standard thing nowadays, but they've put it right up front here. But this also relates to the transmission types as well, which we will go through. Now, as you can see, the box art is pretty nice. It's brilliant. You can see the car. You can see bits down here with explanations. We're going to go through that. You got other explanations, specifications, You even have a QR code here for the manuals to look up. Very good. This barcode here, unhelpful. Couldn't find it anywhere online to really verify, like if this was the actual one, the part number and all that. It doesn't even say like Sakura Sakura Basic or Sakura FRP or whatever. And the reason why I bring that up is because the colored cars, just briefly here, I'll bring the colored box over. That is supposed to be the purple, but that looks more pinky. And the barcode is just a number. It doesn't actually say like GA blue, GA red or whatever. So slightly confusing because, okay, here's the, like I say, here's the, supposed to be purple. Here's the blue. Here's the blue. And when you look at them, this looks more purple than that. To some people, I just wish they just put a little word. That's all, like they had done before. So not really like a mark down. It's just sort of, I think they just overlooked that. But regardless, you can pretty much figure out what the colors are if you're not like me and you're slightly colorblind and the colors mess with you, which they've been doing for a little bit. So just something I noted there. But otherwise, the box art, there is quite a lot of detail. So that is good. So it's like the one little thing they missed, putting the little wording, not a huge deal, not a huge thing, but I'm just pointing it out just so if other people kind of get confused or they're like, what actual version do I have or whatever. I couldn't even find the barcodes to look up to say like this barcode is red, this barcode is blue, if you wanted to verify. Regardless though, on the back side here, we've got lots of words and things I'm going to go through. We have more pictures. They're showing off the belt drive. Now, they did say, yes, we're going to release 3 different transmission types, and a lot of us got really excited because we thought, oh boy, they're going to have 3 transmissions right in the kit at the low cost. That's going to be almost unbeatable. Sadly, they didn't do that. They released it just with the belt drivetrain first, so we're going back to the Sakura D4 days. There's a couple cars on the market that are running belts, and there's other cars now that have belt conversions available for them. It's mostly user preference, I would say, whether you like the belt or the gears. Some people like the belt for the smoothness and the quietness. I like the idler gears because I can really put a work in through them. I can beat them up on the boosting and stuff like that, and they will last quite long. So that's why I prefer the idler gears. They also have bevel cut gears, like what came on the D5. So if you want bevel gear style, you can do that. You want idler, you can do that. If you want the belts, you can do that. They all offer a slightly different FDR, final drive ratio, I believe. So another food for thought, but you have the option, which is really nice. So pointing out all the cool box art, which is really well done because a lot of car kits, they don't do the box art thing. But what 3Racing chose to do was they did this box art in a sleeve, and then the car kit is here in this sort of generic looking box. So this is what most car kits kind of look like. It just kind of, nowadays, at least what I've seen, not all, but some, it just says like 3Racing and then the car kit, and then you're left with like nothing and like a SKU number. This is just sort of a generic box here. Right now, there's nothing wrong with it because we have this brilliant box art sleeve, which you could unfold here or whatever, kind of separate from the thing right here. And then, hey, hang it on the wall. We could hang one of these on the wall, something like that, if you wanted to display it for sale or whatever. Or just put it up in your room or your hobby room or whatever. It's nice. I like this. So they've done a nice job with the packaging here. So no, I have no problem with this sort of generic design because we have this beautiful sleeve. You just gotta kind of keep the two together. And then we have a massive seal, factory seal here. Look at that quality 3Racing seal. Brilliant. So let me slide this back onto the box. Whoop, there we go. Yes, raw and uncut. So slide that back in just so it's easier to handle here. Now let's go through a couple things. I'm gonna point out, well, let's look at the pictures here quickly. Big disc magnet body mount. Yes, these are the same mounts you get from the Sakura D5 kit. They work really good, and I will demonstrate that in a future video, probably a comparison, because I still have my original D5 RR, the very first one I got, the first release, when the D5 launched. So I have that car, I have a couple of Sakuras as well. It'll all get into the mix, it'll be a big comparison, but these magnet mounts are really good. So the fact that 3Racing is still including that, that's awesome. Big marks for them. This over here says built-in cable sockets. Oh, they got a little typo there. It's, you know, English is difficult. But what this is saying is you can route your wires through here, and that will be interesting to check out because some people are very particular about their wire management. And they really want, you know, a real feng shui or a real nice visual design of your wires or routing and things like that. So that's cool. We have active toe adjustment in the rear, so active rear toe. And for that to be included on still what is currently this D6 will be, the basic version here will be about $200, maybe just sub $200. It's roughly a $200 Canadian dollar car. And for that to have active rear toe, that's a big feature. So that's going to be real nice. And as you can see, the brake disc and caliper there, also very nice. I believe that is included with this car kit. Steering vibration adjustment bolt. Well, that's interesting. That's probably just for tensioning on there. On the steering post, that'll be interesting to check out. I haven't seen too many cars that have that, but it's something new perhaps. It's not something I've noticed a lot of, but on the sort of higher end, more rarer cars, some of the more project kind of cars, I can't think of any at the moment that do this, but something unique and different, that'll be interesting to pay attention to. Heavy metal wheel hex 5mm offset. Oh, okay, right on. 5mm hex though, that's standard for the 3Racing cars. And so, just looking around here, let's look at a couple more pictures before I get to the key features. The one thing I really did harp on 3Racing for when they were talking about the development was having where is it, right here, the axle nut and bolt, which it looks like that will be a thing because the so-called quick release system, not really quick release, and those quick release screws unscrewed themselves on track under boost, so that was not good, and they quickly finished that off. They quickly fixed that on the last version of the Sakura D5, I believe, which was the MR V2 or something. I think that's what they did, if I have to remember again. So if we look at more pictures here, we have the plastic shock, which is standard. This looks just like the D5 shock, but it says 6 holes, and I think the D5 is only 3 hole, maybe 4, not even. I don't think it's 6. I think it's 3. Well, I have to go back and compare. I will do all that homework. But yeah, 6-hole piston, which is nice, and a 1.3mm hole. That should work pretty good. Ooh, a tiny lower front bumper. Very cool. Rapid battery tray, which is very quick releasey style. Looks kind of similar to some of the MST and Reef D style with just a little flip-up door. So away go with that. This knuckle looks different from the D5 knuckle, so they did redesign that. It says their newly designed KPI knuckle. Hopefully it goes very well. So far the early word is it's going well. People are enjoying their car. Brake disc and caliper, very nice. As we saw that in the other photo. So that's also another thing. Some people did actually have have actually asked me, does this car kit come with brake disc and caliper setup? I want it on my car. I will not buy it. I will not buy this car kit if it does not have these, because I want the scale look. And totally fair enough. So now this is starting to become a sort of standardized thing, I'm noticing, amongst quite a few cars. So that's kind of a nice touch, and to be honest, I like it. It's a nice visual. Your car looks a bit more scale and that kind of thing. In photos, it looks more real. You see the brake disc all blurred out as it's spinning. Awesome. And this last photo here, slim bulkhead with caster adjustment. So I believe we're able to slide this for the caster built into here. I'll know more once I build it, but that's what's going on there. Now, somebody was noting that they had to flip their bulkhead 180 degrees because the instructions was showing it in a different position or something. So I'm going to be taking a look at that. But people have been posting their build progress and talking about their build experience, which is awesome. So we're all kind of getting a good idea, this and that. I chimed in on a couple of those conversations, posts, whatever, just asking a few things, getting some notes, whatever. So that's good. People responded back with can't wait for your video and this and that. So here it is. We're 16 minutes deep. I haven't even opened the box yet, but that's because there was a lot of things to talk about. Now, I'm pretty sure we've gone through most of the stuff on the box. Oh, except for the key features. Let's run down these real quick. So 3 kinds of drivetrain options. Like I said, belt, bevel, and idler gear. We get the belts first. There it is. Not sure when the rest will be coming out, but I hope very, very soon. Maybe we'll try and put the social pressure on them and try to release I want the idler gears, the straight cut idler gears particularly. That's the one I want. 3 kind of motor positions: the UMR, URR, and LRR, which is all this stuff. The upper mid motor, the upper rear motor, and the lower rear motor. So that's what that is. Now, other things, new pivot ball suspension system. That's the lower suspension. You can see it on the arms here. It's on pivot balls, which is a lot of race cars use this. The MD1 and 2 by Yokomo use this now, so that's the thing. Let's see, slim front bulkhead, we saw that photo. The brake caliper disc, saw that. The knuckle, the main chassis deck and upper deck, yes, they're changed. The battery tray thing, we saw that. This is the pistons, we saw that. The 12 millimeter heavy duty wheel hub, and then we have heavy metal wheel hex. Oh right, okay, never mind, sorry. The wheel hub, correct. Newly designed body post with stiffener. Now I think that's where they've added they've either added a brace here or they just redesigned it. I'll know more once I build it. The magnet set, 18 millimeter magnets, yes, those are very good. I like them a lot. Speed controller cable terminal, that's probably that thing right there. That's going to be interesting. Rear wishbones with flip convert wheelbase. Oh, okay, so yeah, we can, well, basically that style, yeah, they've made it so you can flip basically these arms and get different wheelbasing, because that's the only way you're going to be able to do that, I'm assuming, for the next little while. That's very typical of race cars. What do we got? Infinity absorber angle adjustment. Have to figure out what exactly that means. I'm assuming that could be the shock preload is what they're talking about. I'm not entirely sure. Extreme steering angle, yes. Well, I'm hoping to get near 90 out of this thing. It'll be pretty close anyway. Most cars nowadays come pretty close to 90, at least over 80 degrees, at least, and which is good because then you can do real nice things right out the box. Steering wiper with vibration resistance bolt, that's the thing down here we saw. Neato. 6 millimeter offset tiny 10 spoke rim. Very good. 6 millimeter. That's a markup for those guys. Good job, 3Racing, because the last pretty much all the D5s, or sorry, all the Sakura D cars, the 3, 4, and 5, I believe all of them came with 5 millimeter wheels, which were nearly useless with the 5 millimeter hex. So at least we got an extra millimeter. That's good. And density PE tires. Those are very similar to what we run here, like the P-Tile style tires or the Yokomo C's or whatever, that kind of thing. So they do include wheels and tires, which is very cool. So for a roughly $200 Canadian kit, you get magnets and you get wheels and tires and brake disc and hub, which is a cool thing because the D5 did not have brake disc and hub as far as I remember. No, it didn't. So yeah, so okay, now that we've gone through all that, it's been 20 minutes of me yammering without actually opening anything, but that's okay. This is sort of a big moment because it's another flagship car coming, new generation. So let me slide that out there. Put that guy off to the side. Finally, it's time to cut it open. So if you're still with me, big shout out. Some people will just skip through to look for this part, but that's okay. That's what it's all about on YouTube. Get what you want or watch the whole thing. We're gonna cut this seal now. Oh, nice and slowly. Yes. Okay, big moment. Here we go. Does it have the new box smell? Let me just get a little... new box smell. Yes. Okay, so opening the box. Here we go. What is this? Let's do this, people. Attention, additional instruction manual. So this is, okay, steering bolt, and that, it involves that, what you call it, that bolty variable, whatever. Yeah, I can't remember. What did it just say over here? Where is it? Steering vibration adjustment bolt. So this is what this is just dealing with right away. Incorrect. 6 millimeter, 2 millimeter. After assemble, it should be able to move freely. Yes, that is a big thing. By 6. Okay, so I think what this is saying, I'm not actually sure. We're gonna have to study this a little bit. It's only one-sided, but it does kind of look like we don't use a 6 mil cap screw, or we do and we don't put it in as far, because they're saying that's 6 mil, yet they're saying there's 2 more mil. So there's something. I'll figure it out, and then I'll put it in my other video, or I'll type it in. But this, yeah, there's something to do with the certain, it's just not exactly, just trying to quickly interpret it. Don't use the screw there. 6 millimeter length of the screw. It's like we need... Okay, so if I quickly just study this, that is 6 mil, but they want us to not go past or as deep. I think that's what that means. Don't go as deep. I'll know once I do the install. So we'll come back to that, but that's what sort of makes sense on quick look. And if it's a variable screw, we probably don't want it to go too deep, because I think this is saying to interpret to install it fully, whereas up here they're trying to illustrate don't install it fully, leave about 2 millimeters worth of spacing out. I'll figure it out and I'll report back. The second part here has to do with the shocks, and okay, so it's a swap. This is a part swap. So they've swapped this part. Don't use this part. I remember this from the D5. So instead of using that preload collar, or adjustable nut they call it, use this, which is the adjustable ring with an O-ring, and that's good. That's actually a good thing, because that will that O-ring in that adjustable collar there, the preload collar, will prevent it from unscrewing or loosening itself. So that's good. What also is kind of interesting is I'm seeing ceramic grease, and they're saying to grease up the O-ring. Interesting. If they've actually provided it, we'll dive into there in a second and figure it out. So okay, addendum right here. So I'll figure that one out to interpret that fully. And then, yeah, this is just a part swap, but that's awesome. Okay, cool. We'll put that aside. Many things now. Oh, look, here we go. Okay, look at the numbers. 6, 7, 8. That's nice and big, so you can't miss that. Or that, is that a G or a 6? I'm going to say 6, but it kind of looks like a G. Very nice. Okay, so there's those rings right there, the things they were talking about, right? This stuff. Very cool. And it's an aluminum part too, so nice. A nice sort of free upgrade there, which is very nice. And so bag 7 is the shock kit. This is the plastic shock kit, very similar to the D5 shock set, except for we now have aluminum collars, which is very nice. And there's the 6-hole pistons by 1.3 mil. Those are big holes too. That's good. This should be pretty good. I did read some stuff about the black O-rings here. Now, I remember my D5 also, I believe, had these black O-rings, and I will be planning to green slime them, or this ceramic grease, whatever they're calling for. This ceramic grease, I'm hoping, is the same as the green slime. Does the same job, hopefully. We'll find out. But some people were saying, yeah, don't even bother with these black rings, because there's too much stiction, or there's too much friction, or just too much, just not nice, not as niceness or smoothness. So some people swapped these immediately for Yokomo blues. If you want, go ahead. If you got a spare set of Yokomo clears, the white ones, clears, do that, whatever, blues, whatever. This should fit. People say they fit. They say the shocks work pretty good with the Yokomo blues. I will stay true to my method and do this completely box stock with these here. If they turn out to be pooey, then I'll make a note, a video or whatever, and then fully recommend just swapping them straight out. Because there's some car kits like the Red Cat where the O-ring didn't go well and it affects the shock performance. So, but I'm assuming these still work pretty good. I haven't heard a whole heck of a lot of stuff. Just some people said, yeah, they decided to swap them out right away, or some random and then decided to swap them after they built the car. So that's that. But there it is, the shock set, and that will be very interesting to figure out, test out. I mean, cool. Bag 6 or G, whatever you want to call it. There's the stickers for the brake discs. Wait, oh no, that's the brake disc. Ooh, it's aluminum. Oh, it is an aluminum brake disc. I was wondering if they were going to put the aluminum brake disc into the plastic car, and they have, because I can't bend that, and that is a sticker, and look at that. That looks pretty good, actually. I like that. That's a markup. Very nice. Okay, so having said that, whoa, what is this? Holy Hannah, hold up. Get out of the way. I'm trying to show off. Look at these drive shafts. Oh, look, okay, metal. I see. Okay, so that's what I got confused with. 18 millimeter, no, not that. 12 millimeter heavy duty wheel hub. That's all this stuff. Okay, so that is a beefy front wheel hub. That is all metal-ish. That's a whole one piece. So they went further than what I was asking for. I just wanted threaded rod and a nut. Somehow, some way, standard issue. This is pretty beefy for a universal, and this area here. This is quite very nice. So that's a whole metal, the metal hub piece with the hex in it for the wheel nut. Excellent. That looks good. I can't wait to look at that a little more and feel those, just to check them out for sure. But yes, so they'll get some beefy drive shafts. Now these are completely different, and these front hubs. The wheel hub with the hex here. This is a different design than any previous Sakura car I've seen. So unless they're running these on their new race cars, I just haven't really looked at the race cars. But hey, nice. So aluminum brake discs and what looks like beefy drive shafts. That's awesome. So that's pretty cool. There's the brake calipers. They look to me like they look white. Yeah, I think so. So a white brake caliper. You can probably paint that any color you want very easily, so that would be neat. Hey bro, I'm gonna paint them white, or not white, I'm gonna paint them yellow or something. Standard 3Racing ball cups there. Those look very familiar. Ooh, curvy boys too. I wonder if we use the curvy boys or not. We see there's the suspension arm, so yeah, race car style with the pivot ball. Some were saying you might have to polish the balls a bit into there because it was a little bit of friction or whatever. No big deal. Check it out, we'll see how it goes. Basically, if your suspension arms don't move freely, if they're getting stuck or if there's little burrs, yeah, you're gonna have to clean them off or polish off or whatever. So standard issue, but we shouldn't have to. That's the idea here. So that's awesome. Bag 6, very cool. Bag 8. Now, look at these wheels. Those are nice. And look at these tires. So what does that say? The tire says polished cement. Well, I don't know. Yeah, that's really nice because I don't need wheels and tires to immediately throw on the car. And these are 6 millimeter offset. They don't say them on there anywhere, obviously. Obvious, I mean that I can see, but that's okay. I'll check them out. Maybe it's hidden on one side of it, but they look good. I like that. That looks great. And the tires do look kind of like the tires we run here a lot, the Yokomo P-Tiles. It looks very similar, and it says for polished concrete, or polished cement, whatever. So very nice. So it'll be a nice test as well to see if these tires work good on our polished concrete. Because if they work good on our polished concrete, they should work good on P-Tile as well. Because we're running P-Tile tires here on our polished concrete. So that's nice. I like that, and you can see the very strong magnets there, very thick, very strong. I like them. For being added into the kit, they're very good for what they are. There's the body posts. These are redesigned looking. They look thicker than the D5 posts. They do look a little bit different, similar but different. But yeah, I really like those wheels. So that's another nice plus markup for 3Racing. I'm really impressed with that. The wheels and tires, that's a big change over the D5, 4, and 3. We're making strides here. This is very good. Okay, bag 8. Well done. Now to... This just says 3Racing remaining parts. Okay, so this is all the leftover set. So, look at all this. Look at all this! Are you kidding? Whoa. Look, just take a look at this. I never got so many things in a car kit before that didn't have a ball diff or didn't have, you know, some extra things that you needed grease or whatever for. So, let's just take a look here. We have number 50 shock oil. Some call it 50 weight. Whatever you want to call it, it's number 50. Okay? It's the lightest oil, so that's good. 50 weight oil, as we say here, sort of just as quick identifying, you know, oh yeah, you need number 50 or you need 50 weight oil. To me, it's the same thing. I know technically, in theory, they don't mean the same thing, but you know what? It's the lightest weight oil, so number 50, that's good. So 6-hole pistons, number 50 oil. We're on our way here. Like they really were listening, and they've paid attention to other car kits. Look at this, thread locker, thread lock. Can't remember the last time I actually got thread lock or Loctite, so to say. I can't remember the last time I got one of these in an actual drift car kit. That's big. That's very good. I'm very impressed there. Markup. Differential oil, number 100. For the diff, that's common. So it's a gear oil diff. I forgot to mention that. I don't know if they wrote it on the thing there, but it's a gear oil diff. Just I think it's the exact same one as the D5. I think it's going to be the same one. We'll check it out. And ceramic grease. Great. Hold on. Sorry. Ceramic grassy. Yeah. A little typo, but that's okay. That's cool. I like things like that. And addendum. Not eatable. Sorry to my buddy Trev. Sorry, Trev. It's not an eatable. Okay, so that's good. Just seeing the thread lock and the ceramic grease, those are two big items I never really see in drift car kits ever. And again, this is supposed to be like a $200 car kit, and we're getting all these beautiful little things here. So, other manufacturers, take notice. What's left? Look, yes, and again, or a roughly $200 car included pinion gear. There are currently $1,000 cars on the market that don't include a flippin' pinion. So awesome, good job 3Racing. It looks like the number 25. I think it's a 25. Can we see? Oh yes, 25. So that's the same one as the Sakura D5. So that's good news. And those pinions were pretty strong. And I'm also really happy to get another one of these. The ball cup screw. This is awesome for the ball cup, so you don't have to kill your fingers. You put that onto your ball cups, you twist. Oh, it's so good. I have like 6 of these. I'm all so many of them. They're awesome. There's an awesome little tool, one of the best tools I've ever given to me in a car kit. Great success. And then we have the servo saver stuff there for the servo. And oh look, the ceramic grease. So it's kind of a cleary looking grease. It almost looks like ball diff grease. And I think it's supposed to be like the green slime. I'll compare it, I'll double check and all that stuff. But I think it's supposed to be like green slime. So for 3Racing to actually include this for the, as we saw here in the addendum, ceramic grease, put the grease on the O-ring there. For them to include that is a huge, that's many points up. That's like, for me, that's like 50, I'm adding 50 points to that. Like, that's big because honestly, I honestly can't remember if I've ever seen any drift car kit include basically the green slimy grease that seals up the O-rings on the shock. I honestly can't remember. So that's good. Very good. I'm super stoked now. Getting more and more excited to build this. And the other one too. So this is a big bag, number 4. We see many screws and ball studs, many of them. There's the standard motor mount that allows us to do our all kinds of rotating. But as I said, I did get the bonus throw-in of the RR style mount, so I got that as well. Look at that D6. Look at the logoing. Yes, I'm searching for words. Brain was loading. Okay, so that's very nice, and then we can see a bunch of the other parts here. That's going to be part of that's part of the spur gear. Sorry, that's the spur gear mount. There's the belt drive pulleys. There's the belt, and it is they did it like they did with the D4, I believe, bando style. Excellent. Not just a basic belt. You are equipped with a bando reinforced belt out the box. That's very good. Very, very glad to see that, because yeah, Bando belts are the reinforced ones. They're very strong. And yeah, you got to beat them up a bit to kill them, and you can kill them, yes, but you really have to be abusive and negligent to kill one of those. They will last if you treat them well and stuff like that. There's the spur gear. What is it? It's a 48 pitch, and I'm assuming an 84 tooth, without looking at the manual or digging that out. Come on, can we see it? No. Oh. Come on. There it is. It's a 4883. Okay, so one tooth down than most other car kits on the market, but no big deal. There's a bunch of the bulkhead. There's the rear bulkhead. There's for the cam installer for the diff, the cam lobe thing, so you can adjust the belt tension. I believe this does not come with a belt tensioner, and some people have already started making quick little belt tensioner mod just so they can. It's very simple to do anyway. Install some bearings on a screw, instill the screw into the bulkhead somewhere, or drill a hole, and away you go. I'm sure there'll be some mods coming out and some third-party bits for that, or 3Racing will release something. But it's always good to have a belt tensioner. So at least if you can't, if you max out all of this type of adjustment for the belt, then it's always nice to have another belt tensioner. We may never need one, but some people were suggesting it. And yeah, so that's most of the bulkhead and the front end, rear end bits. Oh, there's that one piece. There's one side of the piece anyway with the holes routing for the wires. Looks like I can get a 12 gauge wire through that. I would hope so, because most of us are running 12 gauge with the boosted setups. So yes, that should be nice. I like that. Very good. Okay, so put that there. Next, we have bag 5. It's not a really big bag. This looks like the upper deck. Very cool. Lots of cutouts. Very flex. There's the servo install right here. Very cool. Super long rod there for the steering, as we saw in the main photo. Right here. There's that super long rod. Okay. So that's that. A bunch of screws and etc. Probably little servo mounts or whatever that is, or bulkhead bracing, ball cup. It's very simple. So there's the upper deck. So that's that. Very good. Bag number 1. Might as well go for 1 since it was near my hand. This is the ball differential, and this looks pretty much exactly like the one from the D5, except for the fact that it has plastic gears. The D5 gear differential had all metal gears in it, and it had 5,000 weight oil. So this one has 100 weight, or number 100. The other one had 5,000. So this is going to be interesting. This is going to be a really loose diff. Plastic gears, really light oil. So that should be a really loose-ish kind of diff. And then yeah, there's the seal. There's the seal right there to seal in the oil. Looks like there's 2 of them over there or whatever. Yeah, something like that. Maybe 1. Anyways, that's the diff, so that's good to know. So yeah, it's a gear diff, but yeah, lighter. It's going to be lighter oil and plastic gears. So interesting. I think I already knew that. I just kind of forgot. But that's different to the D5. And then what's this? Bag 3. We have. Okay, this is for servo install, I think, because they're. Oh, this is a servo. Supplementary parts, probably for some bulkhead end or the steering system. That looks like the steering, the pole or rod or whatever, the steering mount that these go on, the bell cranks. That's what I'm assuming that's for. That's what it looks like anyway. Small bag. And bag 2, which is the last bag and houses all the last few things. Oh look, it's okay. There's the screws that probably have to do with this. So I'm wondering, yeah, if we don't use the screw, the 6mm that's here, we use these screws instead. So it'll be something like that. I will definitely figure that out. But that's where those are, so they've put that in there. So here's the lower suspension arms. The other ones we saw were the uppers, nice and thick. And yeah, touring car style, bearings, screws, ball studs, etc. And I read somewhere on, I think it was Facebook, somebody snapped one of these ball studs when they were installing it into the plastic or on their GA car. And I don't know how you would do that, but somehow they did that, and I don't know if the thing got cross-threaded and then it snapped, or if the threads weren't tapped properly and it snapped. Something happened. But yeah, just pay attention as well. I wanted to point that out. I don't think it's going to be a common thing. It might have just been a fluke, or maybe the person's tool slipped or something. But that was the thing I saw. Yeah, so there's the arms again and the chassis plate, which has a lot of flex there in the middle, cutouts towards the rear, the transmission area. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of flex. There should be a bunch of flex there. The flex point is in the mid as opposed to more of the mid-rear. So this is going to be interesting. There is a big hole there, looks like for some kind of adjustment access or the servo horn, something like that. We will find out, but that definitely looks like an access hole. Cool. So that's number 2. Bag number 2. Now, look, more stickers. Yay! This is the ones that they threw in as a bonus as well. We got a couple sheets of these, a sheet or two of that. So that's that one. And ooh, look at this. Genuine for the, look at that. Opera D6. Now, this isn't the Opera D6 version, but they have put in this very cool sticker sheet. Part searching, a sticker for the QR code, D6 Sakura Sport, the drivetrains, D6, 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 and the Opera D6, the 4th gen chassis. Yes, it will be, basically. So that's cool. Very nice sticker sheet, bonus sticker sheet, yo. So 3Racing really went all out here, I feel like. They've done quite a lot for this. And the instruction manual, the final thing. So here it is. And this is for the upper mid-motor style, or at least that's probably going to be the default layout. I'm going to try and do it as default as possible because we have lots of options. Very colorful, which is good because some of the D5 manuals were not printed very well and were very black and white and were very hard to read. I had a lot of people messaging me about that and even bringing their cars in saying they got lost during their install on some of the D5 models because they were so bad of shading or black and white printing and what have you. Yeah, so things are in color here. Oh yes, look at this. Well done, 3Racing. This looks great. Yeah, this should be pretty good to follow. There's all the parts from that bag, for example, and then here's how to assemble it. Oh look, they even have what's here, watch suspension assembly. So you could dial up, looks like installations already from 3Racing. They've sort of gone all out. Interesting. Okay, but yeah, it looks the manual looks good. Colorful. Wouldn't say vibrant. So basically, okay, so see these shadings here? Some of the other manuals, all of this was very grainy, and then all of these were just super dark, and you couldn't see little details. That's what screwed a lot of people up. And oh, look at that. There's the belt tensioner right there. Yeah, so okay, it does have one, so yeah, there'll probably be some mods, or we can swap that whole piece with just bearings. I like having ball bearings just as the belt tensioner, but okay, it does have one, and you aren't supposed to install it, so okay, good. Cool, good to know. But yeah, this will be nice to go through. They lay all the parts out huge, like really large pictures. Like I almost wonder if this is supposed to be exact sizing. I'm gonna check on that. But they've done that on purpose, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people had given them pointers about their instruction manual saying, hey, you need to address that, and it looks like they have. So very well done, and yeah, pretty straightforward. Look at that. When you build it, you did it. Great. Congratulations. Did they spell it right? Yes, they did. Awesome. That's cool. Ta-da. Oh, and wow, gear ratio chart. Awesome. This is, yeah, you'll find this in most of the time. Setting sheet, which is blank. That's good to know. So when you download the manual, you can print just this page out and figure out what's what. So, or type your setup up onto a blank sheet. Oh, good. And then on the back, there is a default sheet. The driver here is FJ Faisal, and I remember commenting on posts of his when he was putting up the promotion for all this stuff and answering questions and this and that. So this is FJ's setup right here that he chose. And what kind of track are we at? We had an indoor track, flat condition, P-tile with low traction. So there you go. That's nice. And then, ooh, the option parts, which they've already gone ham on getting ready and everything. Look, it's all in color and everything. Bravo. Well done. All right, so that's a really nice manual. That should be good. There's the instructions for those ones. Okay, yeah, so this is to do this style, which they're going to call the default. If you want to build the other transmission layouts, these ones, you can download the manual for that there. So they have separate manual for it. Some car kits were packing all like these 3 transmission modes into one manual, and then you kind of got to jump between. 3Racing has decided to just split up the manual, so cool, no big deal. They can totally do that, and I think that might be the better way. We shall see. But yeah, very impressed. I'm very excited at the moment, looking at all this stuff here and finding out those little details, like that's actually aluminum, and those things. And what else? The cool sticker sheet, the nice wheels, the thread lock and ceramic grease. Like, whew. 3Racing, they really went all out on this. So for about 200 Canadian dollars, I think the pre-order currently right now is still, I think it's still on the website. You might be able to get it sub $200, but it's going to be a roughly $220 kit, I believe. I keep floating around the $200 mark because that's what it's sort of saying on the website. They have that price crossed out, and it says like a 150 or 160 or 170, whatever it says Canadian currently on the website. So I had seen the pre-order thing is still there, but I don't know for how long. But this is supposed to be roughly a $220 kit-ish, Canadian, because I'm in Canada, just FYI. But yeah, for what I'm seeing in the box here, unboxing it, the things we are getting and the features they've done and the little garnishes they've added, I'm very impressed. I'm very happy. And I have high expectations because the Sakura D5 RR, that bad boy, when that one first released back in 2020, that was very well out of the box. It was very well executed, and it worked great for the price point, for an entry-level chassis. A lot of us were very impressed. So I'm really hoping the D6 will build from that and will be as good as or better. That's really what I want, but I'm really shooting for better because they did really well with the D5. They learned a lot, and now they've applied a lot more and actually asked us, the user base, all of us drivers around the world, our opinions and thoughts on what should be incorporated into this car. So, yeah, very excited. I know there's a bunch already running around. We are, 47 minutes deep, one of the bigger unboxings, longer ones. Well, there was a lot to talk about, and what's funny is I'm going to have to pretty much do this all over again for the Pro car, and I may summarize a little bit, but I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go through all the stuff with the Pro car that I have, the purple one, and oogle over the colors, and away we go. So if you've got a Sakura D6, whether it's the plastic, the Sport, or the carbon fiber version, the GA as they're calling it, whatever color, red, purple, or blue, let me know. Drop a line, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you're thinking so far on it, how your build process went, driving, little things you've done already, issues you may have ran into, tips or tricks, whatever. I'm all for it. I'll try and help as much as I can. Try and answer comments as much as I can. I've been slacking a bit. I'll get back on it. I'm going to be up in the Sakura D6 Brotherhood group, dropping links and talking about stuff. Maybe drop some pictures, whatever. Yeah, it's exciting. I'm always excited for an entry-level chassis entering the drift genre of RC, and if it's good bang for buck, I have no problem supporting it. So yeah, the D5 went really well, and I still like that platform. I just haven't really driven it a whole heck of a lot in the last while. But this D6 and the other one will get a lot of testing. A bunch of the other guys that are going to be coming to the track here, they've ordered theirs. Some already picked theirs up. I've got 2 of the other guys here, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited, and yes. So, having said that, this is Nezo signing off. And coming up after this, you'll probably see shakedowns and comparisons and side-by-side comparison of the Sport versus the Pro, throwback of the classic ones, D345, blah, blah, blah. Lots of things coming towards the end of the year and into 2025. So, with that said, Nezo signing off. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll get back to you. And yes, we'll see this on track soon. Great job, 3Racing. Bye for now.